Hey, today is day 2 of my 7-day A Sound Mind series, where I'm covering the 7 mental battles that I talk about in my book, A Sound Mind. And quick little context to this book. I wrote this book as a teenager when I was 19, because as a teenager I used to struggle with battles of the mind a lot. But over the years, through my relationship with God and Him teaching me, I was able to experience victory in every single one. And so I wanted to write this book to kind of share my story, share what God taught me, in hopes that it would help someone else to overcome in the same way God helped me to overcome. So I'm very excited about this series. It's my first time publicly talking about this book, and today we are on day 2, so I'm going to share a little something from section 2 of this book, Insecurity. When I think of insecurity, one of the main things in my life that feeds insecurity is comparison. And so I have a chapter in the insecurity section of my book that specifically talks about comparison. You know, what does comparison look like? How do we overcome it? So today I'm just going to share a sneak peek into one of the ways that God has helped me to overcome comparison, which in turn helped me overcome insecurity. And that was to know that we are all originals. Galatians 5:26 in the Message translation says, "That means we will not compare ourselves with each other as if one of us were better and another worse. We have far more interesting things to do with our lives. Each of us is an original." If you're like me, and as a kid, you read your fair share of animal books full of facts, then you might know that no two zebras' stripes are alike. If you looked at a huge herd of zebras from an aerial view, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between any of them. However, if you got close to them and you studied each of the zebra's stripes and design, you would see how unique each one is. The zebras would probably be weirded out by you doing this, but you get the point. If God took the time to make each zebra unique and unlike any other, you better believe He does the same for us too. When it comes to comparison, we generally compare ourselves to people who we feel are the same as us or similar to us. You might compare yourself to someone your age, or someone who plays the same sport or instrument as you. While you may be similar, that does not mean you are the same. The truth is, God created each of us uniquely, with our own talents, our own gifts, and He has a unique call and purpose for each of us. But when we start to compare, it starts to feel like we're all running the same race, we're all on the same path, and we're either falling behind and feeling bad about ourselves, or feeling like we're ahead and getting prideful. But in reality, God has us each on different paths. We're each running our own race, so there's no such thing as being ahead of someone else or behind someone else. It's just a matter of how are you doing on the path that God has you on. And just the same as purpose and calling in the path that we're on, God also made each of us who we are, our characteristics, our personality. All of that is unique and one of a kind as well. God created each one of us as originals, one of a kind creations that He loves very much. When I see myself as an original, in the path that God has me on as one of a kind, I now have no reason to feel like I'm behind or ahead of anyone else. We're all on different paths, so how can one person be ahead of another? God has a unique plan for each one of our lives, and remember, we're not running the same race. God made you to be you, and that's that. He has a plan for you that He doesn't have for anyone else. You don't need to be anyone else or have what anyone else has to be used by God. In fact, it's only when you're being who God made you to be that you can do what it is God called you to do. So remember, God loves you and values you. He made you to be you. There has never been, nor will there ever be, anyone else like you. Don't think that you are the same as someone else, and as such, to be better or worse. You are an original. And this is a truth that has helped me so much when it comes to insecurity and comparison. And so I hope this helps you too. This was just a sneak peek into one of the chapters in the insecurity section. If you deal with insecurity or any of the other battles of the mind that are talked about in this book, and you're interested in reading it, you can get this book on Amazon. Just search A Sound Mind, Jordan Mailhot, and it will come up. My hope and prayer is that God would use my story and what He's taught me to help you overcome in the same way He helped me overcome. And I truly believe that is possible for every single person. So if you want to get my book, A Sound Mind, you can find it on Amazon. Or if you want me to send you the link to it, just comment and let me know and I'll send you the link. Thanks so much for watching. Come back tomorrow for day 3 of this series, where I'll be sharing a story from section 3 of this book, Doubt.